And one thing that I saw was a force, which is point number 13. I saw a force of men of God and women of God of power that will demonstrate miracles like you've never seen in your life.
Wow.
He said these miracles, and notice, notice, I'm the one saying it, what I saw. So 2-5 people will come up and have miracles. Don't worry, I'm just a messenger. I'm not here to compete with nobody. Just imagine the fire and the force. The fire and the force that will begin to take place. The fire, the force that will take place. Are you hearing this?
Yes,
the fire and the force that will take place. Where you have young women of God, old women of God, young men of God, young boys, young girls, demonstrating the power of God that people will call it fake. There will be no way to describe what happened. It will be all over the place like popcorn. This one has done this one in India. There is another young man in India who has done this. There is another. They won't have all these ministries you think they have. They are not here to build empires. They're just doing some things. China itself, you hear news of men and women of God that are performing extraordinary feats. You are hearing this now. He said this. He said, this is an awakening, a reset.
Amen. The Lord never told me the whole message. He says, go to my people and speak. As you speak, the message shall jump into your mouth as you speak the visions that you saw. So I saw 3 spacecrafts, rockets, being released into the atmosphere. 3 rockets being released in the atmosphere. The Welalis Alamonde Telealemiano Telemente Lista Alereushita Frahatrice. Ramiaterahas Dakota Janim Praha Telekista Toliamai. When Yatai Dorias Dadamo Janimai. Elarias. That says the Lord. 3 crafts were released in the atmosphere, and I saw them going towards the sun. And the plan of this company, which is involved in these projects, is to find out if there is a way they can start controlling instruments using a harnessed solar energy. They want to harness the solar energy. There's a project which is going to start. Then from there, it is going to develop to form a new technology that will be brought here on Earth. That's where this whole plan is leading to. I need you to see that the first beginning of this project, it shall act as if they found a breakthrough to actually being able to assist in issues to do with the climate changes. When you see that, know that that's a deception. These are things which are about to happen and unfold. It shall be a major celebration. According to them, it's an accomplishment. See these things coming to pass, says the Spirit of the living God.
UK wants to build a solar power plant in space. One of the renewable energy sources is electricity produced from solar power plants. England wants to establish this power plant in space. Scientists and companies came together in this context. It is stated that the technology required for the power plant to be built in space already exists. Britain is trying to move its energy plans to space. The project, which has been spoken for a while, started to come into existence day by day. Finally, more than 50 institutions and companies came together in the country, including Airbus, Cambridge University, and satellite manufacturer SSTL. These companies and institutions, gathered under the UK Space Energy Initiative, want to build a solar power plant outside the atmosphere. The aim of the initiative is to reach the UK's zero-carbon emission target with a power plant to be established in space. In this context, the first power plant is planned to be opened in 2035 at the earliest. Proponents of the project said the technology needed to build a power plant in space already exists. However, the main problem here is to carry such a large structure into space. It will take years to build. According to the 12-year plan created, many materials must be sent to space for assembly with robots. This roughly means that more than 300 space expeditions have been organized. The solar power plant in space will operate just like on Earth. The sun's rays will be collected and converted into electrical energy. This energy, which will then be transformed into microwave beams, will be transmitted to centers around the world with radio frequencies. According to the calculations of scientists, a solar power plant to be established in space can produce 13 times more energy than its equivalent in the world.
Harnessed solar energy. They want to harness the solar energy. There's a project which is going to start.
From the top end to the final frontier, today we learn new details about 3 NASA rockets set to be launched from remote northern Australia. They'll study the stars closest to our solar system and hopefully bring a rocket load of economic opportunities to Aussies dreaming of space.
Back from overseas, the Prime Minister's in the top end today, but his sights are set further north, straight up, that is.
And the plan of this company, which is involved in this project.
NASA will launch 3 rockets from Arnhem Space Centre, which...
So I saw 3 spacecrafts, rockets, being released into the atmosphere. 3 rockets being released in the atmosphere.
Which is owned and operated by Equatorial Launch Australia in the Northern Territory, an ideal location because it's just below the equator. The scientific suborbital rockets will shoot into space in the next couple of weeks, from June 26 to July 12.
3 crafts were released in the atmosphere, and I saw them going towards the sun. And the plan of this company, which is involved.
Mission to collect data on the sun's connection to the solar system and science phenomena which can only be seen from the southern hemisphere. It's been a long time since NASA launched rockets from Australia back in 1995, and this will actually be the first time NASA rockets have taken off from a commercial facility outside of the US.
These rockets will go some 250 kilometres north up into the sky to collect data on the physics of the sun and its relationship with the Earth.
We see the launches with NASA as the first step in the Arnhem Space Centre becoming a part of Australia's sovereign launch capability.
The first rocket will launch in T-minus 18 days.
At the first beginning of this project, it shall act as if they found a breakthrough to actually being able to assist in issues to do with the climate changes. When you see that, know that that's a deception. These are things which are about to happen.
Imagine that these 100 pennies represent the total energy input from the sun to Earth. That energy fluctuates over time. For a long time, scientists have known that the sun's energy changes in a fairly regular solar cycle. The period from minimum to maximum and back to minimum is about 11 years, but even with those cycles, there's very limited variation in total energy output. These are solar energy measurements collected by a variety of missions over the years. The question, however, is precisely, how much does the sun's energy output change? Experts think the number is pretty small, perhaps just 1/10 of 1%, a tenth of a penny. But 1/10 of 1% from the sun can have a profound influence on Earth. In terms of climate change research, scientists need to understand the balance between energy coming in from the sun and energy radiating out from Earth, as modulated by Earth's surface and atmosphere. That's why NASA is launching TSIS, the Total and Spectral Solar Irradiance Sensor. An accurate solar energy measurement enables other influences on Earth's energy balance to be isolated and more accurately quantified. That will pay big dividends in terms of understanding human and natural influences on Earth's climate.
"2022 is the year of wonders without number.